You guys hear me?
Survival game in the works. This in particular is a new one.
I'm defeated.
Alright. No rush, but the AOC live stream and Arc on YouTube. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna look at it. I have it. It's on the list. Where is it? It's right here. Made you a song. I'll have to look at it. Alright. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see, what's my level now? I'm making some good progress. Is he playing or reading at the same time? No, I'm not playing. The game is. This is crazy. They have autoplay for Tower of Fantasy? Yeah, it changed my life. It really did. I finally have been I'm botting, guys. I'm botting live on stream. Combat's even better whenever the game does it for you. It's like I'm never gonna worry about leveling again in my life. But I should just bot in every game I play. This is awesome. It's like it's like an evolution of like mental awareness where like now you no longer get better at playing the game, you get better at programming a bot to play the game for you. It's like you take a step back and like you exist outside of the matrix. Yeah, I mean, I think that's, I kind of like the idea of that. That's a good idea. Yeah, we live in a simulation. Yeah, exactly. Let's see what I got. React while botting. Taking the gameplay out of gambling. Yeah, that way we just focus on what matters. I guess let me go ahead and set this over. I'll watch some videos and we'll look at some stuff. This doesn't even give much experience. Really? What if it gives some experience and I have to do no effort? I think that's a big dub. That is a big dub. I do nothing. Literally fucking nothing. And I get rewarded for it. How can that possibly be bad? Does that make any sense to you? Yeah, it's a very good thing, man. Genshin 2.0 trailer. Yeah, I'll look at it. Why not? How long is this? 24 minutes. I don't know about 24 minutes. Yeah, I guess we'll watch it. Yeah, sure. What do you think about AOC's monthly cosmetic rotation? I mean, bro, like listen, any cosmetic that you get in a video game because you spent money for that cosmetic, please rest assured that it does not matter and no one cares. Literally nobody cares about a cosmetic that you bought with real money. You know what I mean? Like it just does not matter. It's not impressive. It's not an accomplishment. All you're doing is wasting your money. Let's see if I get this to work, and then I should be ready to start. Give me just a few minutes. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything ready up to go. I beat it. Nice. Cool. I beat the game. Great. Let's go ahead. Let's leave this. Damn, bro. Look at that. Someone says AOC cosmetic rotation. Nothing about the congressman. Yeah, no, that's not it. They sell cosmetics in the game. Like, I don't understand why people do that. Like, how they get. Like, I really just do not understand it. Like, I don't have a lot of cosmetics in WoW because they're just, like, pay-to-win things, right? I mean, like, I didn't even sign up for the Twitch Prime thing. Like, the red helmet. Like, it's just fucking... It's just some bullshit. Like, it's not about the game. It's just some promotional thing. Yeah, I don't know. People like to look pretty. But, like, yeah... What do you like more? Like looking pretty or fucking, I don't know. It's just, I can't understand it. I think people need to learn some self-control if this is something that's bothering them. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I really think this is a personal problem. Like, I'm not a fan of gambling or any other kind of shit like that, right? But, like, you gotta say at the same time, like, somebody gets fucking finessed into buying some stupid-ass fucking cosmetic because... It's, oh my god, I gotta buy it now, I gotta buy it now. If I don't buy it now, it's gonna go away. Nobody cares, man. Like, it just does not matter. Alright. Call a spade a spade. Yeah, it is what it is, man. That's the way I look at it. I think there is such a thing as too much FOMO. I mean, like, yeah, but it's like, I mean, at a certain point, like, there are so many advertising tools that exist. Like, I don't understand why FOMO is seen as this, like, fucking universal evil whenever there's, like, a bunch of other advertising techniques that I think are way worse. It's like the gaming community only knows what FOMO is, so that's all they complain about. People like to blame something else other than personal control. Yeah, I know. Your window's in front of the game? Yeah, I know. I can see, like, it does a monitor capture, so anything on my screen, I know what's on the screen. A lot of it's advertised towards children, though. What do you think? That's supposed to, like, fucking freak me out or something? What about, like, all the advertising about kids? It's, like, about how you don't want to be the only kid that doesn't have something. How it's like, oh, all the other kids have something and you don't, and you're, like, a loser. You want me to really complain about FOMO whenever stuff like that exists? Get the fuck out of here. Like, isn't that FOMO? I mean, like, I think that a lot of things could be, but it's like being left out. Just like in general. I think FOMO, like FOMO in my mind is like limited time offers that induce you to buy something very quickly. Like, it's not just something like, because fear of missing out is like, that's any advertising at all. Like, you could define any advertising as FOMO if you want to use that definition. So a sale, yeah, it's like things can't go on sale because it's FOMO. Like, it's weird, man. I think gamers have as I said, it's like people latch on to like a term like FOMO and then they just put it on everything. And they think they're smart. Are you streaming immediately after waking up? I'm not. I woke up like 2 hours ago. I went to McDonald's. I lay in bed for a long time. I made a tweet. Turned on the game audio? Yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna turn off the game in a bit and just watch the videos. But I'm just goofing around while we're starting up. And yeah, that's it. I haven't been here forever. Yeah. And so anyway, what was I saying before? Watch the July update. First, you miss it. No, I'm not gonna look at that. Yeah, I have no idea. I made a tweet about how, like, Kai didn't get a shout out from Twitch, and like I went and I looked at like Twitch's like Twitter profile, and like they're tweeting about like other streamers, but like they don't tweet about like anybody in the W community. I just think it's cringe. I do. I think it's like. What I really don't like about it, I think the most, is the fact that it's just like this like flaccid advertising shit, right? It's like, oh, well, we don't want to show these people because they say things that are not, you know, that Coca-Cola might not like. Get the fuck out of here. There used to be cocaine in Coca-Cola. Like, get off your high horse. It's annoying, man. What's the W community? Like Your Rage Gaming, Bruce Dropamoff, Kai, Aiden Ross. I think those are some of the biggest ones. They don't say anything about XQC either. Yeah, but the difference is like XQC is invited to TwitchCon, given like VIP treatment. He's invited to Twitch Rivals very regularly. Like they collab with XQC a lot, even if they don't necessarily tweet about him. Like Twitter is just like one example. Like I saw people that made that comparison. I think it's a bad comparison. It's only a brand risk, the person's not popular enough? Yeah, true. Do you think it's because the majority of Twitch employees are millennials, probably dislike the Zoomer and W community? I think it could be that, yeah, a lot of the people working there don't really appreciate it for what it is because they're kind of outside of the demographic. I think that's a possibility, yeah, but I mean, like, that, like, I think that's a reason, not an excuse. Because, like, I mean, I'm 32. I think it's fucking great. But, I mean, I guess I've never grown up, really. So it's just the same for me. And thank God for that. I mean, the W is kind of cringe, but new guy came, got 6K subs. Shout that out. Well, I think that, like, I mean, just, it's like just common sense, right? Is like you should give people that are like promoting your game, or promoting your game, watching the game, promoting your website and like building your website, like you should give them recognition. Like it's actually just that simple. Like I don't think there's anything more to it than that. Who had sex and threatened to shoot all Twitch staff, not even got a month ban. That's ridiculous at this point. Nah, Cosmo, whatever was it? What was it? Cosmo Narcissa? I forgot what the fuck that was. But either way, they got banned. Like, they got unbanned, and then they got perma banned. So, like, basically, Narcissa Wright is like a fucking, a speedrunner. And she threatened to, like, go to Twitch, headquarters and, like, shoot everybody at the headquarters. Or some stupid fucking unhinged shit, right? And, like, everybody could see, like, obviously, like, she's not saying this in, like, a legitimate, like, oh, this is what would happen, right? Like, it was very clearly, like, a demonstration of ridiculousness rather than an actual threat. I think that any reasonable person could see that. Like, for example, like, if the FBI investigated this person, they probably would not put them in jail. They'd probably just tell them stop posting this, because it's not really a credible threat, but it was absolutely a threat. And you remember that one crazy woman that went and shot up the YouTube headquarters too? Like, this happened maybe like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Remember that? I agree. It's not a credible threat. Still, that the band warned it. Well, let me get to it, right? Fan of the big streamer did similar to Kai in terms of success, got backed by Twitch. It's clearly biased against them. Yeah, I mean, I just think, like, they never even like his stuff or anything. I don't know. It's just weird. Like, I just think that they're just such. It's like you become so afraid of controversy or anything that's in any gray area at all that no one gives a fuck about you. I think that's what happens. Some people give exaggerated threats to get the point across. Yeah, exactly. And so, like, obviously, like, I mean, if you work at Twitch and, like, you know that, like, YouTube is, like, pretty much the same thing as Twitch in a lot of ways, right? Like, that's something that you worry about, because, like, there are a lot of crazy people at Twitch and that watch Twitch and on the internet. So is it really outrageous for them to overreact? You know, even if this is, like, assuming that, you know, that you think it is an overreaction to just, like, automatically, like, blanket ban somebody who threatens that. I think it's like, so they banned Narcissa Wright, and then they unbanned her, or they said she'd get an unban in like a month or 2 weeks or something like that, and then they rebanned her after that. And I think really what happened there, this is just my guess, is that the legal team at Twitch said, like, listen, if anything bad happens to somebody at Twitch, and, you know, the people can probably sue you for negligence and use this as an example. You see what I'm saying? So, like, it's kind of like it's a cover your ass CYA type thing. So I think that's why that's why she got banned. That's why she got rebanned. You guys see what I'm saying? Like, that's what makes the most sense to me. Everything else is like, yeah, maybe it happened that way, maybe it didn't, I don't know. Bungie devs got death threats because some people decided not to get class ability. Yeah, but I mean, like, people do that all the time, right? I mean, like, it's like, I'm not saying it's good or it's okay. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I mean, this happens constantly, man. I mean, maybe an overreaction is better just not risk it. I think that, like, I mean, really, you should just know not to talk about shooting up a building. Right? I mean, and, like, you can always say, like, oh, well, this person had, like, mental problem. It's like, well, so what does that have to do with me? Like, so now I have to put my safety of my life at risk because somebody else can't control their mental problems? Fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's just common sense. Failed assassination in the whole OCO because of some bunny girl outfits. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look into that, man. Wouldn't a mental problem be even more risky in that situation? Not really, because it's just that there's a lot of people that are, like, you know, emotional, but I mean, not that many people that are actually going to go and shoot up a building, man. Like, that's like that's like two different, completely different levels. That's what I would say. I thought you said when it comes to threats regards to credibility, it should be a one-tap, no apology for it. It should be greater than that, or is it that clear to you? Well, like, for example, I think that, like, you can always have a situation where somebody says something really stupid and really bad, and then later on, like, after the fact, like, way later on, like, 6 months later on, you know, after not doing anything crazy in that period of time, this person should be able to reform and, you know, maybe try again. And I think also, like, whenever you know the person as well, it's like whenever you're talking about, like, a user on, you know, a website, it's, like, less important. But whenever it's somebody that you know, I think that you can give it a little bit of leeway. But it's, like, one of those things where you can never go and just, like, write down 10 commandments and say this is how it always should be. Like, I didn't really care that... I didn't care that she got banned. I didn't care that she got unbanned. I didn't care that she got rebanned. I see a reason for all of them, and that's really all there is to it. I mean, I think that's kind of like a boring thing to say, but I think it's also common sense. Inner process of Twitch works? Well, like, but like, I feel, I mean, how many of you guys think that I'm on point with this? About how I think there's a very high chance that the legal team at Twitch said, like, listen, you have to fucking ban this person, or we can get sued, like, into oblivion in the future. Like, I think that's 100% what happened, man. Like, 100 fucking percent. How the fuck am I doing 6 times the damage to everybody else? Because I spent 6 times the amount of money. But yeah, anyway, so that happened, and yeah, I tweeted about this shit today, and some people got a little pressed about it, but I think most people are pretty supportive. I was happy about that. To see people not popping off, going wild. So I was glad about that. Do you even have to play the game? No, I've evolved beyond that. It's common sense to not make threats on a platform. Yeah, exactly. I mostly care about how inconsistent punishments are on the platform. Individuals are relevant to me. I think that it's a little bit weird that it's a little bit weird that they don't, like, I think that, like, for example, remember how, like, whenever XQC stream sniped Dr. Lupo and Fall Guys, he got suspended for a week? Y'all remember that? Yeah. And, like, so, like, Twitch suspended him, and they even came out with a statement, and they said, like, listen, we know it wasn't a big deal, but these are the rules, he broke the rules, and if we can't enforce the rules, like, what the fuck, right? And I think that basically everybody in the community was like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Right? I mean, like, am I wrong about that? Like, I feel like most people are like, okay, I see where you're coming from. So I think that's all they need to do. And the XQC community went nuts. Not really. Like, I don't think that they did. I think that they were just like, okay, that's about it. Twitch enforcing legitimate bans. Yeah, they just said what it was. I thought the whole thing was petty. Well, but it's like you have to know that, like, if, like, the biggest streamer blatantly breaks the rules in the middle of one of your tournaments, you have to do something. Right? I mean, like, you have to do something. And so, yeah, like, it doesn't, it was just, like, it was stupid. Like, it was stupid. Like, it didn't matter. Like, who cares? Like, I don't think anybody legitimately gave a fuck about it, but it's like, from their perspective, you can see why they would do it. A week was too much. I had to do something. Yes, yeah. If it was 3 days or a day, like, I think any of that would be fine too. But that's all I'm really trying to get at. Ban links never match the crime. It's always the most egregious offenders not getting the right initial ban link. I don't know, like, you want to know what my opinion is, really? Is, like, I don't care that that girl only got a week ban, because I don't care that she had sex on stream. I don't care about Twitch's TOS at all. It doesn't matter to me. It's just a bunch of fucking nerds that wrote that up in California. What the fuck do you think I care? What do you think, I'm gonna fucking write this down like it's the 10 Commandments? No, I don't care about that at all. Like, obviously you have to follow the rules, and, you know, like, society would not exist if you can't follow the rules. But, like, don't look to me to be personally offended whenever somebody breaks the rules of a terms of service on a website. Like, that's something that I should be upset about. Like, I should care about this. You know what I mean? Like, why do I give a fuck? And so, problem is the double standards? Well, that's fine, but, like, I agree with you. But, like, I'm saying, I don't find it to be a big deal on, like, a surface level. It's only a big deal contextually. But anyway, but I'm not offended by anything, but it's unequal punishment. Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, it is. It seems unreasonable that... I think it's also about, like, what somebody's intentions are, for example. So, like, it's obvious, like, she knew what she was doing, right? It's not like, you know, one of those porn movies where, you know, somebody accidentally falls over and now they're having sex, right? I mean, she clearly did it on purpose. And it's like, obviously, you know that's a bad thing. So, like, what the fuck are we doing giving somebody a week suspension? Like, she's a grown-ass fucking woman. Like, did she think that this is okay? Like, I mean, really, like, why? Like, I don't understand why Twitch treats people like children sometimes. Like, it's so weird to me, and it's annoying. I bought all those. So, yeah. That's the way I feel. I mentioned Twitch might view bigotry and sexual content differently. Two things won't receive the same treatment. No, that's definitely true. I mean, like, but let's be real. I mean, I don't know, like, sending a hate raid to somebody 8 months ago and having sex on stream, like, I view these, they're pretty much about, like, in terms of severity, I don't know, like, if you look at, like, all the context, like, I think it's about the same. Like, I mean, it's not 100%. It's probably not even, like, 80%. But, like, all things considered, like, knowing a lot about both of the situations, I would say they're pretty similar in terms of, like, how bad I think they are. How would you quantify that, though? It's arbitrary as fuck? Bro, like, everything's arbitrary. Most things are arbitrary in life. Like, you just have to, like... So, like, how do I quantify that? I would quantify it by a number of ways. What is the intent? Like, why did the person do the hate raid? Why did the person, you know, repent for doing it? Did they apologize for doing it? Is this something that they've had a history of doing in the past? Have they done other things that are related to this? Did they try to reach out to the person who it happened to and make amends? It's like, I mean, really, you can say that something is arbitrary, but whenever you actually itemize and break something down, it's kind of like, remember what I was saying about how, like, with Loot Council, how, like, everybody's like, oh, how can you possibly make good decisions? And then I spend, like, an hour explaining it, and everybody's like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that does make sense. I don't think that it's not, I don't think it's impossible to make those decisions, man. Like, you just have to be smart, and you have to be confident, and you have to be knowledgeable. And I think that Twitch, especially in the last one, is not making the right decisions. Neither is YouTube. Do you think platforms should have specific punishments for TOS violations instead of depending on circumstances? No. Because if you have a specific punish... So, like, equality is unequal. Equal treatment can sometimes be unequal. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like... so, like, let me give you an example. Like with boxing. Like, with boxing... It's like, oh, well, everybody gets to fight everybody. Everybody's equal. Well, like, I mean, if some guy's 280 pounds, another guy's 140 pounds, like, you see how, like, equality is not always equal. You have to have weight classes. You have to have common sense. Fair is not equal. Yeah, fair, that's a good way to say it. Fair is not equal. I'm going to knock out one more of these, and then we're going to start watching some videos, okay? Let's just be able to look at something and say it's obviously a worse violation and say that's worse. I think that the problem is, like, with Twitch, is that a lot of people that are Twitch viewers, they are, like, super... Like, there's, like, a big contingent of, like, the Twitch and online community that's, like, super sensitive to, like, girls being sexual on streams. And I think that they overreact to it. I think it's, like, it's a massive overreaction. Like, these guys are making... Like, there's people on Twitter that make it sound like, you know, Twitch is some softcore porn website. Look, I'll show it. I'll pull it up right now. Let's take a look at what's going on over on twitch.tv. So, here's all the live channels. There's Amarath. This is a girl, I mean, she's sitting there, there's nothing sexual about that. You see what I'm saying? Shirley? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's sexual content. I would say that's probably not. I would say it's not sexual content. Go into the pool section. But, like, here's the thing, though. Is, like, where is the pool section? These are the top most popular games right now. Where's the pool section? It's down here. 25,000 viewers. This guy, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. So these girls right here, 167, 1.4K viewers. Like, how would you think... Imagine if a 1.4K streamer said that the website is built around him, and that's what the website is, it's his website. Everybody would call him a ridiculous fucking egomaniac. But somehow... people can make this comparison on Twitch categorically, and it gets upvoted. It's silly. It's ridiculous. Like, literally, like, if somebody went and they said, oh, this is the website for people to watch Valorant, it's the Valorant website, everybody would call them insane. It's the League of Legends website. Any of these. It's ridiculous. So, like, I'm not really, like, I don't think that, like, people's perception of something being bad is necessarily a good indicator of how bad it is, especially on, like, a community level. It's way overblown. Yeah, it's completely overblown, man. Like, sexual content on Twitch is less than 5% of the traffic. It's like, how are these people, like, where's that same energy for naked yoga? I mean, it's just, it's horse shit, man. It took out lowest to highest and just chatting? What do you mean? Is it the same thing as if Final Fantasy is dead? People don't watch on Twitch? Yeah, I think so. You ever any plans to come back to WoW soon? I mean, one day I'll log on to WoW and start playing WoW again. Like, I don't really think about it or plan for it, man. I just do what I want to do at the time being. That's all there is to it. You can find sexual content, you search for it anywhere? Yeah, exactly. Like, I do think that... I mean, at a certain point, I feel like if you have a lot of the hot tub streams and the ASMR streams I mean, this is all effectively one step away from softcore porn. That's what it is. Everybody knows it. And I don't think that's bad, but I also think that it's bad that Greek got in trouble for twerking on stream, but a girl can go on and body paint her boobs, and she's a porn star. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, I'm not talking about some, you know, artist. Like a porn star. It's double standards. It's just... I think that Twitch is afraid of banning women that are doing sexual content because they are worried that people will turn it into something like Twitch hates women and is trying to, like, censor and suppress women. Because any reasonable person would look at this situation and know exactly what's going on. If you go and you show this to, like, go and you show 1,000 people out on the street this kind of content and have them sit there and watch it for an hour, and I bet 1,000 out of 1,000 of those people would say that it's sexual content. Which is totally fine. But don't tell me it's not sexual content. Yeah, an hour. Well, I mean, I'm saying, like, I mean, because you can see a clip, and it's like a clip doesn't really show a whole lot. You can find a lot of clips of a lot of things that look bad or good. Twitch has become and should be in the future. Well, I don't really care. Like, the thing is, it's up to the community to decide what's okay on the platform, and I don't think actually it is even up to the community to decide what's on the platform. Like, for example, like, if there's an audience for something, then fucking do it. The way that I look at things is, like, unless something is hurting somebody else, then I don't care about it being on the platform. Like, I don't think it's a big deal. Like, I don't want to start telling people what they can, what they can and can't say. Can you explain how hate rating someone is worse than having sex on Twitch? Because there's a victim. So, like, with the example of, like, there's malicious intent behind it. So, like, I think something with, like, malicious intent is a lot worse than something without malicious intent. Like, I usually look at, like, if I want to determine if somebody is a bad... Like, if I determine, like, how I look at something, the main thing that I look at is what was somebody trying to do? What was behind this? Let the free market decide. Yeah, exactly. Like, let people choose what they want to watch. I think it's that simple. 12-year-old son watches Minecraft, sees softcore porn on Twitch. That's okay. Well, that's up to you, right? And, like, the thing is that how's it okay that how are you all right with your 12-year-old kid watching Twitch whenever there's bunches of people talking about, like, anal sex and all kinds of other sexual stuff? You really think that, you think that's okay for your kid to watch, but somehow you draw the line at a girl in a bikini? You need to think, like, what are you talking about, man? Please raise my kids. Yeah, it's like you can't expect the fucking internet to raise your kids. Now everybody has to talk around this because you can't be a good parent and fucking not have the internet raise your child. Get the fuck out of here. It's like you're watching somebody play Grand Theft Auto. They're killing hookers and they're shooting people all the time. They're listening to music that's about killing people. They're talking about anal sex. There's porn stars on the website, but somehow the line is drawn at a girl in a bikini. Wake the fuck up, man. YouTube is YouTube Kids. I don't think Twitch has any of that. So, like, what's the logic there? Like, so because Twitch doesn't have a thing explicitly for kids, they have to moderate the entire game, the entire website because of that for kids? I don't think so. I think there are some websites that maybe they shouldn't be for kids. Maybe you shouldn't have your kid on a website doing that kind of stuff, man. I don't know. I think it's like it's just so fucking entitled and presumptuous and fucking ego driven that people think that the entire internet needs to accommodate their lack of parenting. It's nuts, man. And also, like, by the way, like, whenever I was like 10, 11, and 12, we were looking at porn all the time, man. Like, I would advise you check your kid's internet history. Actually, you know what? The kid probably knows more about it than you do. He deleted it. You complain about a girl in a bikini. Get a fucking life. Get some perspective. Let's go ahead and look at some stuff. My cell phone's 16 years old. 8-year-old